WOON AM and FM.
WOON Woonsocket.
Good morning and welcome to Coffee Ann, the longest-running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question of the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocketradio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
And a good morning to you. It is time once again for Coffee Ann here on WOON Radio, Monday morning. It is March the 9th. Thanks for joining us this morning. I'm Joe Callahan. That's Dave Richards over there. Hi, Dave.
I am. Hey, what do you know? Hi there.
And we expect most of them already to be joining us momentarily here on the Coffee Ann program.
Yes.
It took me all the way till this morning, Dave, to change the clock in my vehicle and move it forward 1 hour. Because I just didn't go anywhere. I just didn't go anywhere.
Sometimes it's the one in the car that takes the longest to get done, right? Because you're not there on Saturday night.
Right, or Sunday. I just didn't drive anywhere.
Did you wait till Sunday to change your clocks? I usually do them on Saturday.
I usually do them Saturday afternoons, but I just wasn't driving anywhere. Yeah. And it's relatively simple to do it in my particular
Well, we were
vehicle.
out on Saturday, so I did it then. Denise went in for something into a store. She said, "You don't have to come in with me." So I guess maybe she was buying me a gift or something. I don't know. But she said, you can stay here in the car. So I took the time while she was in there to push the clock ahead.
Yeah,
and
I never wait till nighttime.
Yeah,
it's always that Saturday afternoon.
It's easy to forget.
It is easy to forget. That Saturday afternoon. Okay, take the watch off, fix it. All right, go change it on the microwave. And I'm like, okay.
Oh no, we never changed the microwave.
That device will change on its own. That device will change on its own, and then I'm all set.
Right.
And then I'll just have to remember that it's not really 4 in the afternoon. It's really 3 in the afternoon until tomorrow when it will be correct. So there you go. But I waited until this morning, and it's so easy to do in my car. I did it while I was driving in. It was just a couple of push these buttons and turn this, and there it is. Okay. Nice and easy. Very simple. So it wasn't a 2-finger operation. So
good.
I kept the hand on the steering wheel as I was driving in.
And keep your eyes on the road, Callahan.
Yeah, yep. So I did back and forth.
Of course.
All right. So let's see. So Dave's got the story this morning, and it's just it's a sad story. It is, but as Dave's reading it, I'm chuckling to myself in the car, and it's from Russ Olivo. In the Call-in Times newspaper.
That by the way, was edited for broadcast.
Oh, I'm sure, because I'm like, geez, Dave, this is going on and on and on. But anyway.
Yeah, because it gets into
the details.
If you look at the story in the Call-in Times, it gets way into like what she called them, gestures that she made. She was.
So it gets ugly. Huh?
Yeah, well, for an hour's time going back and forth. She's saying,
let you in, huh?
Don't you guys have something better to do than to bother me and all the rest of that stuff? But the other thing that Russ Olivo wrote in the story, by the way, and you'll get a chance to read it if you go on the website or you get your paper, and one of the officers, because they're standing out there for a while, and they're using the utmost of restraint. We don't want to be stormtroopers and
we don't want to break down the door.
We have news that there's kids inside and all the rest of that. Yeah, you just don't want to. You don't want to be doing that. So he puts his ear up to the door, and he can hear her talking to the guy they have the arrest warrant for.
Well, now we're really not leaving.
And here they are with a warrant. They're showing it to her through the little glass on the side of the door.
So
Look,
let us
we
in.
got an arrest warrant.
So this is all legal.
Oh, he ain't here.
Oh,
and then they hear her talking to them. And so they just hang around and hang around. Finally, they wear it down. He found a little place to hide.
Well, that's the funniest part. The funniest part is when they did get in, they asked one of the kids, Is he here?
No, they didn't even ask the kid.
Oh, they didn't? They just said, one of the children just said.
No, it was one of those things where he hid the guy they're looking for. Barr, I think is his name, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Clifton Richard Barr, with 2 R's.
And so I guess he's 46 years old, but
46.
apparently rather limber because he found a place underneath the couch. I'm thinking of couches that I've known. I might have been able to get, when I was my skinny self, I might have been able to get underneath the one that was convertible, that you could pull it out and make a bed out of it, because the mechanism doesn't take all the space underneath there. Mm-hmm. And so I can imagine maybe doing that.
You cut the fabric and crawl up into it.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, but
well, anyway,
whatever. But the point is that they found a really good place for him to. He found himself a good place to. And she was still saying, "No, he ain't here. Well, let us come in and check. Yeah, at least just let it. We won't touch nothing. Let us come in and check.
Look around.
No. You got something better to do, I'm sure." It goes on for an hour. Then she opens the door and they come in because now he's hidden.
Yeah.
So she opens the door for them. And as soon as they walk in, one of the youngsters said, "Daddy's under the couch."
He's under the couch. Right under the bus. All right.
Nice kid.
From the mouth of babes.
Oh, yeah.
Give him a little pat on the head because they just saved the cops a whole lot of trouble.
But then the cops go over there. That's Melissa Murray. Hi, Melissa.
Hi.
Hi, Melissa.
When the cops go over to the couch,
we told you she'd show up.
They take off the cushions. They can't find him.
Yeah, well, he's not. He's not immediately seen.
Well, where is he?
He's not immediately seen when you take off the cushions.
They probably pushed on it a little. Ow. Found you.
Oh,
I'm just making
well,
jokes.
now you're having fun. But
but now the woman's in trouble.
Of course.
Yeah, harboring a criminal.
That's a felony.
Obstructing
and lying
the police.
to the cops.
Yeah. And what happened at Planet Fitness?
Well, it doesn't get into all of that, but
there's a Planet Fitness charge.
The intimation is if I'm allowed to extrapolate an idea out of what we have for information, using somebody else's credit card to pay for Planet Fitness is about what it adds up to. If you look at,
so he's stealing.
Yeah, felony
credit
use,
card fraud,
fraudulent use of credit, and things like that. I mean, you just use somebody else's credit card. That's fraudulent use of credit.
And according to the story from Russ Olivo, this man, Barr, has 127 separate contacts with the Woonsocket police. He knows them by first
counting.
name.
Yeah.
And counting.
He walks in and sees
I'm
Chief
sure
Oates.
this one won't be the last.
Walks in and sees Chief Oates, says, "Hi, Tom."
Well, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't know for sure. You would hope that he'll see the light and change his ways. But so far, he's been unimpressed with law enforcement's attempts.
He's been down at the ACI for a while, multiple occasions. Drug charges, firearm charges, domestic violence offenses, and other crimes.
Did you see what the deal is? That this young lady, what was her name? Grist. Yeah. This young
Melinda
lady Grist has a no contact order against him.
Well, she would have had to have received that, yeah. But yet,
he just got out of jail recently for having been jailed for the second time violating that no contact order. And he did it a third time, and this was the third time that he violated the no contact order, and she was hiding him. Now,
she could have been
something wrong with this.
Right.
You've got a no contact order is generally given by a court to protect you from someone who means you harm.
Yeah. Right.
To add the force of law on top of the statutes, a court order on top of the statutes to keep somebody away from you, and you're hiding them.
Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe, you could have said, well, as soon as the police leave, I'll leave. And I'll leave you alone.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Who knows?
Daddy's under the couch.
You're right. Daddy's under the couch. That's so funny. All right. So that's what happened
nice
over the
police
weekend
work,
here.
by the way.
I'm
very proud of our police department because I'm sure they were justified on a number of occasions during that encounter to take a harder tack. But they played it out.
Yep.
Nobody got hurt. The proper people got arrested, and the youngsters are with a family member until the DCYF gets a hold of the situation and sees what should happen long term.
Yeah.
But
the
it's easy just to call up DCYF and say, "Okay, we got a bunch of kids here, come get them."
But there's a relative that
there's a relative,
so that's good.
And so the cops also gave them to a relative in the short term.
So
now I think.
Good.
I am just real proud of how the Woonsocket police handled this, and I'm very comfortable with all the decisions they made, seriously.
All right, down in Pawtucket, they're looking for a possible homicide suspect. Officers went to Sterry Street in Pawtucket after a stabbing last night.
Right.
And potential suspect in connection with the incident. They're looking for this person. No other details are being public about the case. So
Obviously,
Not too much
this is
information.
serious. That's why they're being tight-lipped about it.
Yep.
Yeah.
If
Must
they
be.
put too much information on the street, then
Yeah.
anybody could mislead.
They're asking for people that have information to call them.
Yeah.
And give them what they know. All right. Dave had the story this morning. And as we all know, boy, gas is going up high.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I saw it jump 30 cents
Yep.
last time
Yep.
I filled up. So the increase is actually up on the average 41 cents. And it's 44 cents higher than it was a month ago.
But you know something? This is one thing that I always take issue with. We have a news service that we pay for this because, face it, we just don't have that many news people in Woonsocket to do the job. So I'm frequently at odds with how they write the stories for us, and I try to edit around some of their mistakes. But they put this story together like, oh, it's because of the war. Well, they'd love you to think it's because of the war, especially if someone doesn't care for Mr. Trump's decisions in this regard. They would love to just pile it up on the war is causing your gas to go up.
But also,
But it would normally go up 20 cents anyway
yeah.
in the spring and down 20 cents in the fall as they switch from the winter formulation of gasoline in the Northeast to the summer formulation of gas in the Northeast. There's different types of gas. There really is, honest to goodness, winter gas and summer gas because of the way it burns and the ambient temperatures around and stuff like that. It has to be a little bit more potent in the wintertime, and they make the adjustment. It has to be a little less potent and a little less polluting during the summertime when you can have heat inversions and the air stays close to the surface of the ground. So there are two different, and that's a 20-cent difference, sometimes 25-cent difference each year anyway. If you paid attention to these things, you'd see. And so, yeah, okay, maybe 10 to 15 cents of it.
Still don't like it.
Yeah.
No,
Still
10 to 15.
Well, yeah, well, you explain it any way you want, Dave. I don't like it.
Yes, no, who does? Who does? But that's it. Yeah, that's the deal.
All right. So, Melissa, surprised, not surprised? Peter Nerona is supporting
He went political.
Helena Folks.
I am not shocked.
He said, we don't need 4 more years of muddling around. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Way,
he's
way to
never
make
really-
friends and influence people,
Yeah,
I'll tell
never
you.
really minced words, especially
Wow.
on social media. And he's
guess
gone
not.
after the governor for
Number of times?
Oh, yeah, many
Okay,
times
so this
over
is-
the years. It's not surprising.
Not a
to me.
surprise.
He can't
Okay.
be reelected by, the Rhode Island public was fooled into passing this term limits thing. I really think they were fooled. But that's what they did. It's the law of the land, and I will begrudgingly, if not cheerfully, comply with the law. But so he's term limited. Actually,
AG,
I
you
think
mean.
he's done
Yeah.
the AG. So actually, I think he's done a fine job, and I really seriously think that he would get reelected again if he was electable by law.
Yeah. he
Because
probably
of
would.
what he's done. He's just gone out and sued everybody and put it in the
Yeah.
coffers to
Yes.
keep the taxes down and fix roads and stuff like that. And so I mean,
I think he would
this
get
guy-
reelected also. But
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
term limited, so now he has nothing to lose.
Well, now he has to worry about his next job. And if he's thinking, listen, I got to be on good terms with the governor. When I'm no longer the AG, I might be able to get a job that I'm qualified for, or be considered for a job that I'm qualified for. And why make enemies where it would hurt me after I'm out of office? I can understand that logic. And I can also understand why he's looking at the landscape and saying,
Look at the polls.
McKee doesn't have a snowball's chance in Hades.
That's what he's thinking.
To get reelected for this. So I better make nice
With
with
the
the
other
one who's
person.
going to take over. Because if you think a Republican's going to be governor, guess again. That's I'm guessing that's what's going on in the man's mind. But he just not political, and then all of a sudden, whack.
Yeah.
I endorse this person.
Yeah.
All right. It's break time here on Coffee and Comments, questions.
I don't think that she's got it locked. I honestly don't.
No, I think it's been close.
I think it's gonna be close.
I agree that my friend Governor McKee and I'm friends, whether they're elected or unelected, because I was friends before they were elected, and so that doesn't change. And if I disagree with what they do, I'm still friends. Heck, if he's caught and goes to prison, he's still my friend, but I got issues with how he behaved. All right, I don't change. you're my friend. I just don't do that. That's just not me. But I look at it and I disagree with what he's done. He hasn't made decisions that I approve of all the time, but it's going to happen. But is he completely doomed? I don't think so. Dan is a skilled leader. And while I may or may not vote for him or disagree with him, he's a skilled leader. And there's an awful lot that changes during a campaign. And I have serious concerns about the history of his opponent in the Democratic primary, Ms. Folks. I can be persuaded to like her, I suppose, with new information, but with what I have right now, she's not my candidate. And we'd like to see what happens because the filing time isn't over. It could be someone else popping in.
Could be.
Although the Democratic Party...
Late start here, though.
The Democratic Party has been working very hard to eliminate the confusion. They're getting people to say, no, I'm not going to run. No, I'm not going to. You got to say you're not going to run, but I'd rather keep it to the end. No, you got to say it now. Otherwise, the fundraising is affected. And that sort of thing.
Right.
All right. Break time now here
That's
on ON
politics,
Radio.
Joe.
That sure is. You can call in comments or questions at 766-1240. We got a note to get to. We will when we come back here on the Coffee and Program.
ON 1240. On historic Main Street in Woonsocket is a beautiful 3,000 square foot antique store called Timeless Antiques and Collectibles. The store is packed with vintage furniture, lamps, glassware, pottery, and much more. Do you have jewelry that you never wear? Or maybe you need a repair on your favorite necklace or watch? Bring it into Timeless Antiques and Collectibles. Not only do they buy and sell gold, silver, and costume jewelry, but they make repairs as well. They'll buy your valuables from one item to entire estates. Come visit their new general store selection where you'll find items that you'd see in general stores from the 1940s to the 1980s. Come visit Frank and Tammy Irwin at Timeless Antiques and Collectibles, 91 Main Street, Woonsocket. They're open Monday through Saturday, 10 in the morning till 6 p.m.
The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee Roasters. All their coffee is roasted right here in Rhode Island. Down East Coffee Roasters is available at all Little General stores.
WOON Woonsocket Radio, ON AM and FM.
It is Coffee and here on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us this morning. This is Joe Callahan here with Dave Richards and Melissa Murray. And before we get to the note that was called in, just want to make mention of this. Congratulations to the University of Rhode Island women's basketball team. They won their very first ever Atlantic 10 championship yesterday.
Congratulations, Friars, Lady Friars.
No, those are
they still call them Lady?
No, those are the Rams. It's URI.
Oh, URI. I'm
Yes.
so sorry. Okay, yeah, I missed that.
They beat it. They beat it. They defeated George Mason
But
yesterday.
they call them Lady Rams?
Yes.
That's kind of silly, isn't it?
No. They won 53 to
They're Rams.
51. Yeah, but you got to differentiate between the men's and the women's
Well, you got to differentiate. I
do.
My mother would kick me in the pants if I did that.
No, she wouldn't.
Oh, yes,
No,
she
you
was.
gotta be
She
it.
was
Gotta
such a
st-
liberal.
you just can't-
feminist.
No. You just keep. Yeah, but
You
if you
can't
say the
say-
Rams,
Do they
because
go
then
to
they
the
don't know
school?
which ones.
Yes.
You can't say
Which
the Rams
team?
won the A10 championship. You're like, well, the men or the women. you got to differentiate.
You can say women, but you don't have to give them a cute little nickname, Lady Rams.
Everybody does that.
Yeah.
Anyway, they will find out who they
get
play
kicked in the pants by my mother.
next Sunday, and as they move on to try to win the national championship. So good for them. All right, the note called in. Completely different subject. If you're
good.
Mm-hmm.
And so and we talked about this a little bit last week.
Yep.
And they're referencing a article that appeared in the Providence Journal on March the 7th, just a few days ago. And if you're traveling in the nearby Cumberland Hill Road area, Woonsocket, that smell is from the incinerator. And it's been going on for years and years. The city has tried numerous times to try to eliminate it, but to no avail. And yet money is not the issue. There are several suits against the city. The city and cooperating outside help have not come up with solutions to alleviate the problem.
That's not true.
Okay?
There's
That's
ongoing.
so not true.
There's ongoing negotiations.
Well, whoever wrote this on this, before the 7th,
Right.
probably didn't know this.
Right.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So there's ongoing negotiations
no?
within the city, but because they're ongoing and involves a contract, the city council can't really talk much about it right now.
Okay.
But I can tell you from what I think I know and what I hear and what has been said publicly, all put together in one little snowball. I can tell you this: to think that the government of the municipal city of Woonsocket does not have a solution for this is totally wrong. They got a solution. They're working on it. It hasn't happened yet. They're still working on it.
Yeah.
But they've got a solution. You know what that solution is?
Sell it.
Kick it out.
Shut it down.
Shut it down.
Shut it down
Yep.
is the solution
Yeah.
that virtually everyone in the city government says that is the only solution. Otherwise,
is.
we just got to live with this. And so it's not, back in the 70s when they were talking about it, the 80s when they did it, putting that incinerator in was okay for its time. It was a solution for the time. We had lots of money problems. We were trucking our waste out to somebody else and paying them to take it. You looked at it and said, and you didn't know how bad it was going to be when they put it here. And they said, well, it's in a part of the city that nobody lives, stuff
Yeah,
like that. But the
right.
fact is that it just went over the borders into the surrounding neighborhoods. And because it was down near the river, which is where they had all the land to put it, because it was down near the river, it's now trapped by the hills on all sides of Woonsocket and stays in the city and doesn't dissipate so frequently. So back then, there was talk on both sides. I remember when they built it, and there was talk on both sides. Oh, well, we shouldn't do that. Well, yeah, but it's going to be a financial great thing for the city, and it'll be in a place where
Economic generator.
it's out of the way. It's down near the river.
It won't be an issue.
It's not going to bother anybody and stuff like that.
I don't think anybody could have known now how bad it would be on a daily basis.
Well, that's right. And those who said how bad it would be and who have, I suppose, a simple right to say I told you so now, those who said that were imagining it because nobody really knew. Because they said, oh, there's all kinds of engineering and technology can be used, and this is it, and so we did it, and we did it over 40 years ago, and now it's outlived its welcome. Woonsocket has changed so much from then to where the river stunk so much that you didn't even notice the plant. Seriously, I remember those days.
I do
Maybe
too.
you kids don't.
I do.
Where the
Even when I
river
was little.
just
Yep.
reeked.
Yep.
And so it wasn't that big a sacrifice then. But now the river is clean. We've got parks along the river. We've got people out there. The neighborhoods have grown. People have invested in their houses, and they're proud of living in Woonsocket. And and now it's no longer a good fit for Woonsocket.
Yeah.
So
And there
I
are-
join the people in our government that say, we've done our thing. We're happy we did it. We're not happy to continue. Someone else take over.
All right.
Yeah, what do you do when you can't even open the windows in your own home?
Right.
And get fresh air because
Hey, listen.
of the smell.
I went to pick
It's
up a
just
friend Saturday
really-
morning who needed a ride home from the hospital. I got out of the car at the emergency room entrance because that's where they were waiting to be picked up and brought home.
At Landmark.
At Landmark.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
On Cass Avenue. I got out of the car, and before I even got to the doors,
Getcha.
I'm smelling it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Serious. This is
And that's
Saturday
that's
morning.
coming up the hill.
Cloudy
It is.
morning.
Yeah. You, on certain weather conditions,
Yeah.
you can smell it far away. But
We used to smell it in Social when the radio station was down there, on Social Street. We used to smell it in Social. Not every day. Not like they do over in the
Yeah,
neighborhood.
not like those
No,
poor
not
folks
every
do in
day it
that
didn't reach
neighborhood.
Social. But many times it did. And we used to smell it there going back and forth to our cars. So, we've done our thing. We've helped the state. We've gotten some of the benefits. We've gotten a lot of the liabilities. And now the liabilities don't worth it. So it's time to go. And
but the
they're
city
doing it.
is working on it. They
Right.
are. They just can't because it involves a decades-long contract, and
Right.
it's very complicated. They can't go public with what is being discussed.
Exactly. And there's one more thing. You could just say, well, just shut it down. You own the land. And then you ain't seen the type of lawsuits that can come out of that, where every doggone what is it? 19 other municipalities send their solid waste to us to burn here in Woonsocket, and every one of them's got lawyers. And you know, you ain't even started worrying about legal problems till you shut that place down.
Yeah, well, they're welcome to host it if they'd like.
Exactly right.
Not in my backyard.
Exactly.
But there's places that could do it.
There are.
In Exeter, Scituate, maybe. Foster, certainly. Charlestown. There's places out there that could do it.
Yeah.
They really could. And it's not going to affect people because the spread out, it all dissipates within a mile anyway. It's just that Woonsocket is so concentrated.
We have no called in, 766-1240 on this subject, and it just says a solution is when you solve a problem. The problem with the incinerator still exists. Because they're working
somebody's
on
somebody's just being obstinate. Okay. I'm saying that this listener who sent and please do, because I'm not trying to discourage you, and we don't know who you are, so it's nothing personal. I'm just saying that it's easy to argue and disagree with that, and I can understand the motivation to do that. But remember what I said in the beginning of the program. Roll back the tape, Joe.
Sure.
Well, you said Woonsocket doesn't have a solution. And I said, totally wrong.
The writer of the article in the Providence Journal said, we don't have a solution.
We have a solution that we cannot realize quickly because
it's
of
very
legal encumbrances.
Yep.
But we are working ardently on that solution, and it will be ours eventually.
Okay. All right. Moving on to something else. Remember, things could always be worse.
No.
We could live there.
We could all be in Cranston.
Oh?
Cranston's in the news twice. First, a Cranston police officer was arrested in Coventry, DUI charge, driving erratically, and he was off duty at the time, and he's currently on paid administrative leave. He's already been arraigned, and he's been released on bail.
Well, I'll tell you something. It depends on the personalities. Yeah. You know, and police officers are under an awful lot of pressure. It depends on the personalities. Now, my family, we never turned to drink because in my grandfather's generation, there was one guy who was just a total drunk, and we all learned from that. So none of us really took up drinking at all. But there are those who do that, and you can get caught doing that. It's very, very, very bad. Going to be a complication for his work, that's for sure. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But then the other thing happened politically last week, right?
Last Friday, the Cranston Finance Director, Thomas Zedalis, quit.
He was
stepped down today.
He was requested to resign, is the way that we're hearing it.
Well,
but it's not
Channel
been officially
10 reached
confirmed.
Out. The mayor said, "Quit, or we're going to fire you."
But that's the way it's looking.
Mm-hmm.
The city of Cranston is facing a $6.5 million budget deficit. Sound familiar?
Yeah.
Yep.
A spokesperson for the mayor, Ken Hopkins, said a factor in Zedalis' departure is the financial developments in the city.
So he didn't.
Which are going in the wrong direction. No, he didn't lie. No.
But you know, it's.
Did you force him out or not? And he
probably not the only reason. Yeah. Who knows?
So we're moving on. You know, Cranston's going to move on to try to find someone else.
Lots going on there.
And then, you know, who wants this job to take over with this? Here's an immediate problem you're stepping into.
Right.
So okay.
Yeah.
Well, there are those.
Yeah, that like to take on a challenge.
I've known those who would do that. Who would say, "That doesn't scare me."
Okay, all right. As long as if it doesn't bother you, all right, come on over and give it a shot.
We have some members of the city council that would take that attitude. Mm-hmm. I think people that we know, right?
Yeah.
People we voted for, who would look at the problem and say, "Yeah, that doesn't scare me. Let me at it."
Well, the good news is, especially with Taylor Swift, Castle Hill is partially reopened, so maybe the wedding is still on.
Are we wildly speculating that that's where she's?
Well, they had the fire.
It's the wrong hill, isn't it? Watch Hill, where she is.
Oh, did I get the wrong hill?
Yeah.
Oh,
Watch Hill's in Westerly.
Yeah.
Castle Hill is in Newport.
Correct.
Never mind.
Hey, I'm not the only one who makes mistakes.
All right, it is.
But it is good that Castle Hill is partially reopened.
I'm getting my hills wrong. Rooms can be booked at the inns, beach houses, and beach cottages.
The hills are alive.
It will not be able to accommodate day visitors for cocktails and dining until later in the spring. No date has been set, but the mansion is expected to reopen later this spring.
Oh, good,
So
good.
keep
Because that's
that-
a really nice place to just go.
Castle Hill
and
Inn?
Yep.
All right.
Yep. It's right on the water, and there's obviously there's a sloping hill, and you can go out there, and there's deck chairs and things, and you can
well, that's
go
nice.
and there's a little outdoor bar, and you can just watch.
Capitan.
Yep. You can watch the sunset and
Faces south.
yep.
Get the sunlight all day.
Yeah, and you can see the bridge there. It's very nice. I highly suggest it for a nice little night out
All right, when they open.
when they open. And I'm happy to hear that because it's one of our favorite
I
places
think everybody
to go.
is, because fires
Yeah.
is so devastating, really.
Yeah.
All right, break time once again here in the Coffee AM program, and so more is coming your way. Right now it's time for the weather forecast being brought to you by Positive Coaching Alliance.
Sunny skies today with a high near 65 degrees and a calm wind. Tonight, mostly clear, overnight low of 39. Tuesday's weather, sunshine and 70 degrees. Wednesday, a slight chance of a shower at midday, mostly cloudy with a high of 59. 50-50 chance of showers Wednesday night. 60% chance of rain likely on Thursday, mostly cloudy and 56. Friday, partly sunny and 43. Friday night, 60% chance of rain and snow mix possible, mostly cloudy with an overnight low of 33. Saturday, partly sunny skies and 46. And on Sunday, mostly cloudy, high near 47 degrees.
Outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio on the corner of Park Ave and Kennedy Street, sunny skies with 37 degrees. Questions about youth or high school sports, Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit organization, develops better athletes and better people through youth and high school sports. Info at positivecoach.org.
When it comes to emergency service for plumbing and heating, you can't beat C.J. Nemus, 37 Corey Street in Woonsocket. C.J. Nemus offers over 15 years of experience and is licensed in both Rhode Island and Massachusetts. C.J. Nemus offers complete heating system service, plumbing, water heaters, plus drain and sewer cleaning. Remember that senior citizens receive a 10% discount. So give Charlie a call today at C.J. Nemus, 769-4776. They're registered with the Better Business Bureau. They're a master plumber with quality service. It's the only way and the best way. With C.J. Nemus, call today, 769-4776 for C.J. Nemus.
This is the place to enjoy all this snow.
The rest of the season pass is available now. We are going to have so much fun here right till April 12th.
Don't miss out on the best part of winter.
For the latest snow conditions,
Rest of season passes.
Go to Wachusett.com.
ON Radio.
It is Coffee In here on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan along with Melissa Murray and Dave Richards. Note called in Castle Hill. A movie was filmed there called Evening.
Really?
Anybody? I don't remember this movie at all, but okay.
Yeah.
I'll check it out.
Title doesn't ring a bell, but...
No, not at all, but okay.
Well, it just goes, they
It's a fine
they're not-
place to shoot a movie.
That's, well, they're not going to
beautiful.
come and look at some dump, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Dumps they can get in Los Angeles. They don't have to come out to Rhode Island for it.
You can build a set for that.
Right. So build a set for it, sure.
All right. Let's see. So I heard these stories from Dave this morning, and I was
Thank you for listening.
I was grinding my teeth, but I have since calmed down. But it's still like
Okay.
okay.
Which ones were they?
This one goes out to the Rhode Island congressional delegation and the Massachusetts congressional delegation. Hey, how about if we take Kristi Noem out, we have her drawn and quartered, drown her, and then shoot her? Will that make you happy?
What?
They're so angry. They're still angry that she's still around. How about we just shoot her and kill her?
Who said that?
Well, here...
Elizabeth Warren.
Yeah.
Who else we got? Stephen Lynch. He's in Massachusetts. I got to find my Rhode Island.
So is
people.
Elizabeth Warren, for that
this-
matter.
Yeah.
This was a statement?
Well,
Statements.
see,
yeah.
the Rhode Island delegation, when they wrote that story, the Rhode Island delegation was just saying, well, that's good because she was rotten. And words to that effect, right?
Okay.
Massachusetts delegation were just venomous about the lady. And the interesting thing is that they were commenting like, why does everybody keep saying that Trump fired Noem? Trump didn't fire Noem. He just gave her another job. She went laterally in the administration. He made a position in a new organization that didn't exist before, put it together from thin air, and put her there. Heaven knows, only heaven knows, what she's going to do in that new organization that we have little oversight on so far.
In Rhode Island, Jack Reed said, quote, she had toxic mismanagement, unquote. Seth
That's what a
Magaziner,
new organization needs.
Seth Magaziner just said, good riddance. That's nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Gabe Ammo just said Nome abused her power and terrorized communities.
Okay. So those things are strong statements, but to
That's Rhode Island. Rhode Island's
right,
the
Rhode
easy
Island,
one.
right. Saying that someone should endure physical violence or be shot is never okay. It doesn't matter what side you're on. It's
I didn't
not
read
okay.
that they said that.
Drawn and quartered.
I read that they disagreed with the idea that she had been fired because she hadn't been fired. He just gave her another. President Trump did to Nome what the Catholic Church had been doing to pedophile priests.
Let's move them around.
Around.
Yeah.
No, isn't it pretty close?
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
They still work for you. They still have a job, just not the old job. Because they got in trouble on the old job.
Congresswoman from Massachusetts, Ayanna Pressley, quote, this will not end Trump's campaign of terror. So, all right.
Well, does anybody understand what the new organization is, the Shield of the Americas?
No, that's
No
she's
idea.
the head of that, right?
Yeah.
Yes, she is.
I don't know
Well,
what
what
they
is it,
do.
though?
The concept that was explained to me about the Shield of the Americas is the both continents plus the intervening Central American countries. We need to protect ourselves from the East. We need to protect ourselves from the Middle East. And we would band together to do that under the leadership and tutelage of Mr. Trump.
Okay. So
Not every country in this part of the world is on board with this. Suffice it to say, because not everybody is on board with anything that Mr. Trump has said for at least the last few months that he's been president. That's for sure. I'll be kind about that. But there's controversy wherever the man goes. But he does have this idea that this part of the world has to protect itself from that part of the world. And is it time for me to say what my opinion is, or you want to say something?
Well, no, I was going to say, because I just looked it up real quick, since he met with 12
Okay.
Latin leaders of other
Well, he
countries
wants all of
in
them,
the continent.
but yeah,
right?
he's got a few of them.
Yeah. It was 12. So.
And so what I'm concerned about,
It's very biblical.
I wasn't thinking that.
12 apostles, is that what you're intimating?
Yes, I am.
Oh my!
That's a little.
Oh
that-
my!
Okay, that's more than a little stretch.
Oh yeah, really, yeah. So, gosh, it's hard to get over that one in communicative thought.
Moving along, Dave.
Yes, moving along. Once again, I'm not in favor of the politics of division. It's not that it's not valid. It's not that it doesn't have a place. But it's very disappointing to me that people would practice or find it necessary to practice the politics of division as opposed to the politics of unification. After World War II, they tried unification. Actually, after World War I, with the League of Nations, they tried unification. After World War II, they tried it again with the United Nations. It's a lofty goal, very difficult to maintain if you ever get it. And it seems to be our burden of all of us human beings in the species to keep trying and keep failing. But what's the choice? You got to keep trying. But in the meantime, it's like every time they make an us and them, bad things can happen. I think that everyone here in 2026 would agree that the Russian people, there's wonderful Russian people and there's rotten wonderful people. Guess what? There's wonderful U.S. people and there's rotten U.S. people. And guess what? That's just some wonderful people and some rotten people, and that is universal in any country you go to. Yet, we were brought up during the 50s and 60s with the Cold War and into the 70s.
And even the 80s.
Yeah. That anybody who is Russian can't be good because you can't be trusted because, and that's a politics of division. And it's disappointing because it's not accurate and things like that. It's just, I had the occasion to talk to some Muslim people. And one thing that we agreed on, to my knowledge, they were very, very nice people. And we were down in Washington last week, and we came upon that, and we had the opportunity to exchange ideas. And it's very simple. They said, hey, thank you very much for being open-minded about it. And I said, well, look, there's it's a fact of life that you and I can't do anything about except to continue to try to be positive and constructive and good people. But there's people in your religion that are creeps. There's people in my religion that I profess that are creeps and want to hurt you, and we don't like that. But the way to get rid of them is also abhorrent. So we just have to try to work around it. So if you'll tolerate my creeps, I'll tolerate your creeps, and the two of us will work together for something nice.
Did they agree with you?
They did. Wholeheartedly agreed with me.
All right, great. Let's see. This was not a good thing up in Shirley, Massachusetts. I saw this online over the weekend. Oh, there's a big police presence in Shirley around a pond. They found a dismembered human body in the pond. Like, yikes. Mm-hmm. And
wasn't it an accident?
It was a suicide. But they found, they got fingerprints, and they identified who the person is. It is a person by 69-year-old Peter Deegan. He was last seen alive on February the 27th. He'd been living in a facility in Rockland, Massachusetts. I'm assuming that's be a homeless shelter kind of thing. Following his release from prison after serving time for a 2019 drug conviction. Investigators do not think it was a random incident and said there's no threat to the public.
Yeah.
So he had enemies on the outside here, and they got a hold of him. Didn't say how he was killed. Like, was he shot first, and then he was dismembered?
Well, I imagine
they'll figure it out.
I'm sure
that's a discussion for another time after the medical examiner gets the body.
Yeah,
Emmy will figure that out.
Well, as long as they were able to identify who the person was. So
Leslie, you don't have to stay out there. You can come on in. She's being so polite.
That's nice.
Doesn't want to enter while we're talking.
And
sorry about the mess out there. I had an emergency to repair. I haven't put all my toys away yet.
An 8th child in Massachusetts has died from the flu. Wow.
The strain's really bad this year.
They don't specify the age of the children who passed away, so it could be, they could be 3, they could be 14. The child's death comes during a severe flu season, like you said, and has killed nearly 300 adults. And this year's flu season is also occurring as the federal government says it will no longer recommend flu vaccinations for U.S. children. Experts said the high number of flu cases was also driven by the type of flu that was spreading.
Right, because they developed the vaccine, which prevents like multiple strains of flu, and they try to develop it before the flu season. They try to anticipate what they think are going to be the most
and they
contagious, and they didn't. There's one strain that you're not protected from, even though I got the flu vax.
But there's a certain point in the season where it don't worth it. Where
if you wait too long,
and it generally once it goes into you, doctors have told me that it takes a few weeks to get its highest potency.
Couple of weeks,
Right. So if you're now in the second week of March and flu season ends pretty much in April, how worth it is it?
Yeah. I got mine in December. I thought that was a little late, but I was like, well, better to not.
Well, most folks I know get them in October.
Yeah. I was busy.
All right. The whole month?
Think of how busy you're going to be this October.
I don't like needles. Are not my favorite. So last time I was in the doctor,
they
were like,
the other way,
I do look the other way.
Yeah.
And I'm like, don't tell me what you're doing. Just do it.
But then you don't know when the pain's coming.
It's good.
No. I like to be prepared.
No, because then you'll tense up, and then if you tense up, and your muscles are going to hurt more. So I just say, I look the other way. Like, all right, go ahead. Whenever. Don't tell me, just do it.
I have a different method. I just keep talking to them. I don't look. And of course, every now and then you have to go for a blood test or something like that, right?
I don't look then either.
And I just feel it's better to just engage them and say, so how about those Red Sox? Something like that. So do you follow sports? Did I tell you that I once had a grand mal during a bloodlet? And that makes them hurry up real fast.
Gotta get this one out of here.
and I just chat them up and stuff like that. Before you know it, it's done.
Yeah, if I look, I'll get woozy. So I just don't look.
All right, break time here. Once again, here on Coffee In, and more coming your way. We'll be talking with Leslie Page to see what's going on at the library when we come back here on the Coffee In program.
ON 1240.
The 5th annual ON Radio Senior Resource Fair will be Saturday, April 11th from 9 a.m. to noon at the Woonsocket Lodge of Elks, 380 Social Street, Woonsocket. Here's your opportunity to meet up with some great organizations like Navigant Credit Union, St. Antoine Communities, Blue Cross Blue Shield, and more, all looking to make your life easier. Come gather information at this free-to-attend event. Vendor space is still available. If your business would like to be part of the Senior Resource Fair, contact Joe Callahan at 401-762-1240 or by email joe@woonsocketradio.com for information. Remember, the 5th annual ON Radio Senior Resource Fair is Saturday, April 11th from 9 a.m. to noon at the Woonsocket Lodge of Elks, 380 Social Street, Woonsocket.
You can depend on us for public service. ON Radio.
ON AM and FM.
It's Coffee In here on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan along with Dave Richards, Melissa Murray, and Leslie Page is here as well. Before we get to Leslie, we just want to mention, yes, the Woonsocket, the ON Radio business of the day is Timeless Antiques and Collectibles, and the ON Radio Senior Resource Fair will be Saturday, April 11th.
You sound just like the guy on the radio that says
Woonsocket,
that.
Lodge of Elks, so keep that in mind. All right, Leslie, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. How do you feel on blood? You okay with blood?
I'm okay with.
She's okay.
I'm
with
okay
blood.
with blood. I can watch.
You can watch.
It
all right,
doesn't
cool.
bother me.
All right, but what else is going on at the library?
Well, our hours are Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. We offer self-service photocopying and faxing, and our reference department provides notary services free of charge. This week, the Children's Department is offering Sensory Exploration Fun today at 10 a.m. and on Wednesday, March 11th, also at 10 a.m. For more information about all children's programs, please call 767-4122. The Teen Department this week is offering a tabletop role-playing game on Tuesday, March 10th at 3 p.m. and storytelling through theater on Thursday, March 12th, also at 3 p.m. For more information on all teen programs, please call 767-4132. Our next Tech Tuesday will be held on Tuesday, March 10th at 1:30 p.m. Learn how to access ebooks and audiobooks on your mobile devices. Call 767-4124 to register. Learn new card games on Strategy Game Saturday on March 14th at 2 p.m. The next tabletop role-playing game for adults will be held on Saturday, March 21st from 1 to 3 p.m. Please call 767-4132 for more information. All of the latest information about programs, services we offer, and how to reach us can be found at our website, woonsocketlibrary.org, or on our Facebook page. If you have any questions or would like more information about anything I've mentioned today, please call us at 769-9044. And we look forward to seeing you at the library.
All right, Leslie, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay, as we know, over the weekend, daylight savings time has occurred, and we do have documented health effects on humans, but it can also impact dogs. Have you seen this, Melissa?
No, but I just
Little Poochie.
yeah, because they don't
Can't
know.
figure it out.
Yeah.
No.
It has
They
caused.
don't, they don't read time.
It has caused some house pets to wonder why their feeding schedule seems different.
Right.
But it can also have more significant effect on working dogs. Researchers at the University of Toronto looked at how daylight savings times affect sled dogs. And they found that the time switch led to an increase in activity before their handlers arrived, but the dogs go back to normal after 1 or 2 days. So they roll with the punches.
Yeah, animals are way more adaptable than we are. They
Also, their work is
yeah,
primarily
right.
outside and doesn't have much
They're
to
like,
do
all
with
right,
the
we're
clock.
ready to go. Wait, where'd that hour go? Yeah, my dog's going to want dinner at 4.
3.
I have a birthday announcement.
Oh, okay.
All right.
How old would you be if you were born in 1959?
Oh, I know.
67.
67 is right.
That doesn't.
Okay.
Barbie has her Medicare card.
Oh, phew.
This is the anniversary of the Barbie doll first launching. According to Mattel, her full name, do you know it?
No.
Oh, I have heard it
You've
before.
seen it, right.
It's
Barbie.
Millicent?
Barbie is that's not a nickname, that's her actual name. Barbie Millicent Roberts.
I didn't remember the last name.
And her
I never knew
hometown,
this.
her hometown, Willows, Wisconsin.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Not Malibu.
No. After she got her money, you moved to Malibu.
Okay.
Well, you grow up and you move away,
She
right?
has that dream house.
The first Barbie
Really
dolls.
cool car.
Any idea what the first Barbie dolls cost?
$1, maybe $2.
No, a little more than that.
No.
After all, this is Barbie.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
but it's brand new.
$3.
$3.
Yep,
Okay.
$3. This is also the date, March 9th, when the first Ford Mustang was produced. What
More
year?
than $3.
Yeah, more than $3.
For
What year?
63? 63?
No, after that.
Later than that.
Yeah.
67?
No, much before that. They wrecked it by 67.
Okay.
And they wrecked a lot of them that they made. But no, 64. And then, but you see, it was like 6 months before they normally had model years started, but they didn't want to wait till September. So they released them in March.
Mm-hmm.
And then in September, they released the 64 and a half Mustangs. That's a real thing. A 64 and a half Mustang.
I learned 2 new things today.
Well, customarily, cars were the model year started in the fall, in September or so, right? And then, but they didn't want to wait till September. They wanted to get these out there now because they heard that General Motors is doing this Camaro thing, and we better do something about this and all the rest of that.
Right.
Nobody's buying the T-Birds anymore, so they didn't want to wait even 6 months. And do I remember that Lee Iacocca was part of the Mustang? I think so.
He had something to do
Yeah,
with it.
he was
Before
part
he
of the
went to
design
Chrysler?
team.
Yeah.
Right. So that another little thing. Here's another interesting thing that I think that you find. The very first cable suspension bridge was opened to the public on this date, March 9th, in 1855.
Wow.
Over what body of water did it traverse?
I don't know. East River? New
No,
York?
you've heard about this.
Okay.
And
Chesapeake Bay?
what 2 countries did it join?
Oh.
U.S. and Canada?
Yup.
St. Lawrence Seaway?
Generally speaking,
All right.
otherwise known at that point in its existence as the Niagara River,
Oh, all right.
right after the Niagara Falls. You could see the Niagara Falls as you were,
Yeah.
And so anyway, that opened up on this date. And here's one last thing. In 1954, Edward R. Murrow was on the show See It Now. This is one of those old black and white first generation TV shows way back 1954, Edward R. Murrow on CBS. And he'd about had it with Senator Joseph McCarthy in his anti-communism campaign. It was going nuts, totally stinking nuts. They went after Lucy. They went after everybody. They were blacklisting everybody, smearing everyone, better red than dead, and all the rest of that sort of thing like that. And Edward R. Murrow got his facts together.
Other way around.
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
It's better dead than red. He said it backwards.
Oh, but yeah, I did say it backwards. Sorry. So as I was saying, he got his facts together, and he went on the air on his program and just railed against all the inconsistencies and how he doesn't have and how it's a big witch hunt and all the rest of this stuff. And believe it or not, that was the beginning of the end for Senator McCarthy.
Oh, all right, cool.
And it showed the power of television as a medium to inform.
To influence,
It's really not the power of television. It's really the power of people who, when informed by some media source, took action.
All right, cool.
But they puffed themselves up and said, "Oh, television did this."
So speaking of Ford, you mentioned the Ford Mustang.
I did speak of Ford.
Yeah.
They were in the news just over the weekend, right?
Pope Leo has been given a new customized Ford Explorer Premium by the Ford Motor Company CEO Jim Farley and his wife Leah for free. Here you go. Have a car.
It has, obviously it's outfitted with bulletproof glass and stuff like that, right?
Doesn't say. It just says
It's not a Pope Mobile?
It's not the Pope Mobile. It's I think it's his own personal car. The Farleys personally delivered the SUV to the Chicago-born Pope during a private meeting late last month. The vehicle was built at the Chicago Assembly Plant about 5 miles from Leo's hometown of Dalton, Illinois. The SUV has vanity plates. On the front it says "The Pope," D-A, Pope.
Gosh.
And
No
the
kidding.
vanity on the back says Leo XIV, Roman numerals for 14. The Chicago flag and the city skyline are stitched into the center console, and engravings of Chicago and St. Peter's Basilica are on the scuff plates near the bottom of the doors. So it doesn't say anything about security measures. Bulletproof glass.
You would probably
Well,
want
that's
that.
nice.
So, yes, very nice gift. But
Yeah.
That's nice. I mean,
don't worry about the Pope, please. The Pope's not going to drive himself around in a non-secure vehicle, right?
Well, right.
I hope.
Well, especially if he's going out and meeting people. No.
could happen.
It could. It could.
Yeah.
It could
but-
happen. They don't allow it.
Yeah.
The people who are in charge of the security don't allow it. They don't allow the president of the United States when he's in office
Right.
to get behind the wheel of any car.
Right.
Nope. All right. If you're going to be in Eureka, California, you may not want to stop over and stay at the Lamplighter Hotel.
What's? Oh, it's the Lamplighter Hotel is there? Because you know what Eureka means. I found
Hooray.
it. I found it
Okay.
in Greek. It's I found it.
Right.
Oh, that's what it means.
Right,
Oh,
let's-
okay.
Yes.
Okay.
That's the translation. The word Eureka
means
is
I found it. Okay.
Right.
The motel here
And
in
you
Northern
found the
California
hotel.
is closed. They've had the deaths of 2 women on 2 separate days in the same room.
Oh,
What?
no.
Yes, both women died in the same room at the Lamplighter Hotel. The deaths happened on February 21st and then on the February 26th, but were not confirmed by police until last Thursday. In both cases, a woman was found dead and her companion was taken to a hospital. During the second incident, Humboldt Bay firefighters showed signs of carbon monoxide exposure. So they weren't being murdered. A monitoring device showed elevated levels of the toxic gas. The room was not equipped with a carbon monoxide detector. Boy, are they in trouble.
Oh, yeah, they're in trouble.
Oh yeah.
The motel will remain
The former
closed.
motel.
Or the building, will remain closed until carbon monoxide detectors are installed in every room. Or were they
Yeah.
looking at some lawsuits?
Yeah, for sure.
Wow. Okay.
Well, we have them in our homes now. All modern, well-equipped homes have carbon monoxide, and it's a good thing because here in Woonsocket we got natural gas, and that stuff rises and it comes up from the basement where the heaters are. If something has gone wrong, all you need is a stopped-up flue.
Right.
That's all you need, and birds can put a nest in it or whatever.
Yeah. Daylight saving time is a good time to check all of your,
Check
your
the
fire
batteries and
alarm
all
and your
of it,
carbon
yeah.
monoxide detectors and all of that. They
Although
always, the fire
nowadays,
department always says, like,
The new
no.
one that
Change the
I
batteries.
have,
Yep.
the new one that I have, you have to change the whole detector. I
Yeah.
think I get rooked. But well, seriously, there's no battery to change, and so every 6
So it's
months you look
hardwired.
at it and you
Yeah.
test it.
Yeah.
But then you say, well, it's been 3 years since I. So I opened it up, and it wasn't easy. But you know me, I'm rather.
Competent at that.
Yeah, I'm rather competent at opening things up. So
There's no 9-volt battery?
there's no 9-volt battery in
No.
it. It is
Mine
throw
has
it
9-volt
away and
battery.
buy another
do,
one for
yeah.
$40, please.
Wow.
And I don't mind telling you, I resented that because I got a regular smoke detector which sits right next to that carbon monoxide. Because this is the thing, the carbon monoxide, we wanted that extra protection, so we bought it extra. The building already had smoke detectors, but there was no reason to remove the smoke detector and replace it with this one. We just added this one, and so they've been sitting side by side for all these years. But now, well, gee whiz, this thing wore out. Goodbye. Go buy another one.
Make sure this one has a battery you can change.
Yeah, really.
right.
If they make them that way.
It'd be great if you could, huh?
Leslie, you're seeing a lot of this, people coming into the library asking about artificial intelligence.
They don't ask about it a lot.
No? Okay.
They talk about it.
A new study suggests AI may be giving some workers what researchers are calling, quote, brain fry.
Oh, another boogeyman story. I love
Unquote,
these.
yeah. The study published in the Harvard Business Review found that people constantly using multiple AI tools reported more decision fatigue and more errors. The study also found that AI can reduce burnout and create it, though. The study revealed that less brain fry has been seen among employees whose managers were intentional with their AI use.
Oh, yeah. Well, then that means AI is no good, right? Just like the
Too
people,
much of it is no good.
The people who get carpal tunnel from swinging a hammer. That hammer's no good.
Well, then you should get rid of all the
Depends on how you use it.
You can get rid of all the keyboards. That's where people get carpal tunnel.
Let me just tell you. Let me just.
And the mouse.
Hey, listen.
Yeah.
I've taken
your fingers.
I've taken to talking to ChatGPT is my AI of choice. I was encouraged by a colleague. You ought to check it out. Stuff like so. I went and I checked it out in a quiet moment. But I find that it's useful to refresh my memory on things that I used to know, but I haven't used in such a long time. And I would just say, hey, listen, in fiber optic cable, because I learned all this stuff when I was on the boat, but then I didn't have to use it because we're not using fiber optics around here, except that that's how we get our internet. I said, in fiber optic cable, the difference between single mode and multi-mode and what the different uses are, I want to be clear on this. And they just came right back and told me what I already knew, but refreshed my memory.
Well, there you go.
Now,
okay.
I find that that's a good use of AI.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
I could go look it up in a book, or I could just turn the thing on and say, hey, what did I read about this?
It'll give you in 2 seconds. Here you go. All right, that'll wrap it up for the show for today. We thank you very much for listening in. Leslie Page, thanks for coming in today.
Thank you for having me.
All right, Melissa, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
All right, and Dave, thanks for sticking around.
Hi.
No, it's goodbye.
I'm sorry. We'll see you tomorrow on the Morning Fun Show. In the meantime, remember, the business of the day today is...
Timeless Antiques and Collectibles.
And coming up next, we have
Woonsocket
Spotlight on Prevention.
Is up after the 9
Lisa
o'clock
and
news.
Erica here.
On ON Radio.
ON Woonsocket Radio.